The last of our big three is the sleep setup, and that's it here for 2 people. We started off using the Sea Light sleep pads, which I was quite happy with, surprisingly comfortable, and I got on with well. Brian didn't so much. He had already incurred the shoulder injury, which meant that he needed a bit more cushioning under his shoulder of a night. And he also developed some strange reaction to sleeping on the Sea Light, which I've never seen on anybody else. His back came up in a rash. So eventually we bit the bullet and, like everybody else, went for the Thermarest sleeping pad. For him it's a regular, for me it's the women's version. We both have a sleeping bag liner. For me it's essential because I am just cold all the time with everything. For Brian it's more of a luxury, and for, you know, if it gets really warm at night, because he's a very hot sleeper, he can just use that instead of the sleeping bag if need be. We have an Enlightened Equipment sleeping quilt each, which again, Brian's really happy with his. Mine is always cold, even though they are rated at 10 degrees. I think I'm just one of those people who can't get warm. I'll have to live with that. The model is the Convert. And these are the specs: 10 degrees, 850 fill, down, short. That's obviously for me. Brian has a regular, wide. I have a short regular. And there's the weight and everything from Enlightened Equipment. What the Convert is, I'm not even sure they still do them. It's a hybrid. It doesn't have a foot box, but it can be cinched shut at the bottom to the point where it becomes a sleeping bag, and it has a zip going all the way up. So you can use it as either almost a mummy bag or a quilt. And we also have Trichology blow-up pillows. This is mine. Brian has 2, not because he's got a big head, but because of his shoulder injury. He's found in the past that it helps him to have his arm rest occasionally, or have the opportunity to rest his arm during the night on a second pillow. So we're bringing 2 blow-up pillows for him, the Trichology one and the cheap one, just to see whether that helps or not, and if he ever feels that he doesn't need them anymore, then we can ditch the second one. New to the setup, to the sleep setup, are these very thin isolating mats. This is actually windscreen protection for cold weather that we have modified.
This is where we modify the protection sheet, whatever, for under Heidi's sleeping pad. We're going to cut up stuff, making it slightly longer with these little end bits. Slowly getting there. Perfect fit. Well,
hiker to town, hiker to trailhead in there, in marker pen, and then we'll have a sign for the hitchhiking, as well as everything else.
For the cozy night.
They are replacing our seat pads now. They will be good for cowboy camping as a layer underneath, and as an extra potential layer for warmth if we have to camp on snow, which this year it seems like there might be a very high chance of that happening. The inside of these things is white, so we're hoping to be possibly triple functioning them by writing